appearances important in an Asian community?
If someone's got light, fairer skin and maybe lighter eyes, we're like, oh my God, they're so beautiful.
It's society. It's not just the Asian community alone. It's society as a whole. We all judge.
Someone fatter, oh my God, you're so fat, get thin.
I always got the, oh, you look really tired. I'm like, I know, this is my look. I can't do anything about it. Hi, welcome to Changing Suits. My name's Bal.
And my name's Taj.
On this week's episode, we are asking, are appearances important in an Asian community?
Sorry, you sound like a newsreader.
That's fine. Okay. So what's the reason we're discussing this, Taj? What was the...
So for the last couple of weeks, as the sun's been coming out, I've been getting darker because I tan very quickly. And this morning I was going to put on a white t-shirt, which I have done in the end. And I thought to myself, should I put it on? I'm going to look darker if I wear lighter colours. And I've thought about this all the time. Whenever I put on light colours, I'm like, oh God, I'm going to look really dark. But in the community, in the Asian community, we think that someone that's got dark skin isn't that pretty. But if someone's got light, fairer skin and maybe lighter eyes, we're like, oh my God, they're so beautiful. And to be honest, people that are fairer skin probably won't notice it so much, but people with darker skin would have gone through this and do notice this. And it does affect their self-confidence. And as it has with me as well, I think I've got better now where I'm like, you are what you are. You accept it. But then why did I have that thought again this morning? Oh my God, I'm going to look darker.
But then to be fair, I think this isn't an Asian community issue. Well, yeah, of course it's an issue, but this is a society issue as well, though, isn't it? I mean, if we look at, I don't know, people with darker skin from, unless you're white or fairer, you look at films, if they want to cast a black person to the role, they'll do someone that's got a lighter black skin. Same thing with Asians. I mean, you notice it with Bollywood. I mean, that is society. It's not just the Asian community alone, it's society as a whole. But there was one thing I wanted to pick up on, actually. So I've just finished watching Bridgerton, right? Don't worry, I forwarded some of the scenes, not all of them, but some of them. Right? Now, I know you don't watch this, or you pretend not to watch it.
Too rude for me.
Well, that's why I had to forward. Some of them was just like, no, I can't do this. But anyway, right, not all of them, don't worry. But one thing that I do credit Bridgerton on is the fact they are breaking barriers. I mean, from the first series,
but the question is, they're breaking barriers because they've got different colored people, but are now they doing it for tick box?
No, hold on. Okay, so this is what I wanted to say. So this series, I actually thought about this whilst I was watching it. I was like, as I've been watching it, it's changed my mind as well, because I had a conversation with one of my friends. We all judge, right? We can't pretend we don't. We do. And I judged on this series, and it's about the main character is someone that is overweight, and she wants to marry whoever she's fancied for quite a while. And that's something I was thinking. I was like, oh, I don't know. Even in my head, I was not that I'm like, oh my God, I'm so. But as the series has gone on, I love the fact that they've actually, by the end of it, I was like, well, actually, no, she was too good for him because she was smarter than him, and she was really good. And the whole weight thing didn't even occur to me afterwards.
But that's because in our society, just as we're growing up as well, someone fatter, oh my God, you're so fat, get thin. Oh my God, you look too fat. Someone that's got darker skin, oh my God,
hold on, it works the other way as well. So I've had periods where I've been really stressed and I've lost a lot of weight. Now I feel like I'm at a healthier weight, but that I've been very, very skinny at certain points, and you can see it on my face. And I remember I was at work once and someone commented on that. I'm like, well, do you know what? Sometimes that isn't a compliment for someone that's lost loads of weight either. I get it. I don't think it's. I suppose it depends on how slim you are. Even for me at that point, I get the fact that it probably wouldn't affect me as much as if someone had said, "Oh, you're overweight." I get that. However, there is an impact, because that isn't a positive thing for me at that point. It wasn't a positive thing either. But I get not to the same extent, I suppose. Go on, sorry, Taj.
I know, but I do agree. I suppose someone that's bigger, because I always yo-yo in weight. I'm never, like, it's really annoying. My clothes never fit me. Either I'm too big and I look like bulgy in them, or I'm too skinny and I can't be bothered to buy smaller clothes, so I just wear them. And I do buy clothes and I just got stick legs. so they just look saggy. It just does not look right. And you're like, you don't want to change all your wardrobe when you're skinny, you're fat. You just keep all your size and hope they look all right. They hang off you, they cover the bits that need covering.
But
Like,
then,
how much can you go crazy, like keep buying stuff if you're stingy like me?
but
Which
then even people, you know, you go shopping way too much. But even people that I don't think it matters what the person looks like. I think everyone
has
always
got
has
an issue with
something.
something.
Yeah, has an issue with something.
But I think with colour and with overweight people, it's more. With someone that's skinnier, you're complimented for being skinny. All right, if you're too skinny, then it's, oh my God, you look ill.
Which I got. I always got the, "Oh, you look, really tired." I'm like, "I know, this is my look. I can't do anything about it."
But I think more, maybe because I've been through it and I'm like, oh, it happens more to people that are darker and people that are bigger. Like, and
I
you get
can't
that
deny
a
it.
lot.
No, I get that, and I'm not gonna deny that. I mean, one thing, with us, like, you were the one that was, heavier, and then
You
was
can.
oh, yeah, true. But the funny thing is, over the I've been to yours quite a few times, and we've had events and stuff, and now you're actually slimmer than me. I'm like, "Oh my god, what the hell happened?"
But we do think that. It's
Yeah.
like, what happened?
But then I don't think that has been I thought we took it as a joke. Did we take it as a
No,
joke,
no,
right?
we did take it as a joke. But I'm just saying generally, just now I'm not bothered about what people say, but now it's my own, oh my God, I look darker. Because it's right from young age you've been, hearing, oh my God, you look a bit dark. Don't wear this color, don't wear that color, it's going to make you look darker. Don't wear
Yeah.
this lipstick, don't wear that lipstick. And you, like you said, you see it on films, Bollywood films, you see it on TV. You won't really get darker skinned characters. Right, it's starting to seep in, but
Okay, so
still it's a big thing when it happens.
but this is the other thing. I know I'm going back to Bridgerton again, but last series, the main character was a darker South Asian woman. And again, I think the way the program's made, it's made me think. Like the psychology behind it, I think it's done a really good thing. I noticed it with myself, like I said, with this series. But then that just shows how important it is that we have people on TV, on media of different sizes and shapes, because then it is normal,
Yeah,
right?
because you still hear about skin bleaching and people using lighter foundation. Now, whenever I go to get a foundation, like the person on the counter is like, "Oh, if you want to go lighter, just use it like this." And I'm like, "No, I don't want to go lighter. I
Do they
am."
say that?
Yes, you do
Yeah.
get that. And
Yeah.
you don't want to get lighter. I don't want to get lighter. This is the skin that I've got. Now I need to learn how to be okay being darker skin.
Mm.
But then I've got that judgment in me as well, where I'm like, if I see a kid that's lighter, I'm more likely say that the kid that's lighter is cuter
Yeah.
rather than someone that's darker. Not because I'm being mean, because now that I need to unlearn my behavior.
Mm. It's interesting when you go to like makeup shops. I've always been really paranoid going to makeup shops. I
Yeah.
mean, I did it. Like I was away with some friends and they made me do it, and I'm glad I did it
Made
with
you
them.
that
I
look.
mean, they were really helpful. It was really helpful. I really did appreciate it. And I did afterwards go myself. And the person was really nice at the counter. Like, they're really good. I think it's interesting. Like, their job is interesting as to it's a confidence thing. Like, I wasn't confident enough to go and get it done.
I'm
Um,
I'm a bit surprised that you would say that, to be honest.
Oh no,
Um,
I've had the same thing. So I've never really gone into. I do classes at the gym, but I don't go into the gym. And this week we've had a breakthrough. I got someone to go with me, hold my hand, and it's been really helpful. And even today I was there and I was by myself, and I could. It was fine. It was good. Like, I'm still a bit paranoid, but yes, I am. And the whole thing is, oh, yeah, I'm gonna hate this. What will other people think about me in the gym? But
but
I
that
know.
is what happened. Like,
But even from no, but even from classes, I have noticed, like, as I've been doing it, and I've been doing it for a year, maybe 2 years now, and I've got to the point in the classes where I'm like, I'm just focused on the massive mirror on myself. I don't care what anyone else is doing. And I know, like, Suk's always saying that as well. He's always like, no one cares what you're doing in the gym. Like, they're just focused on.
but the thing is, you know that, but then you still think that. Like, I don't like going to the gym because, again, I don't like anyone looking at me. And you're right. Who's going to be wasting their time looking? Like, if Do you know what I mean? But it's again unlearning that behavior, thinking that you're always being judged because that's what holds us back from
Yeah.
doing these things that we're doing. And it is almost like counseling yourself.
But it's not, and this is the other thing. It's not about. I know we always, because this essentially goes on to, oh, what will the community say? Because it's the community in the gym, for example, or is that person at the shop counter? What will they think? Oh, that sort of thing. However, the only reason I went into that shop to do the makeup the first time, the second time I went by myself, and the reason I've gone to the gym is that I've had my friends there, someone that can hold my hand.
Mm.
And again, that then reflects back of, well, if you've got people that are there to support you,
See,
um,
that didn't work for me. I used to go when we were at uni, I used to go with my best friend, my older sister, and both of them were slim and they were both fair. So I used to hate going to it was the body shop, and I used to hate going clothes shopping because they would always pick, and it's not their fault. They would always pick some nice, pretty little skin things, and I would have to get something just to cover up, sort of thing. And I didn't want to go into these like skin places because I had really bad acne at that point.
okay, so I've got a question on that point. So I was actually like, even with my friends then and the gym, I was quite open. I'm like, I'm not confident enough to go to the gym. Even like I said it. Did you ever say that to them? Like, I don't like being
No, because I didn't want it put on them that they weren't making me feel bad, it wasn't their fault, but I didn't want them to hold the burden of I'm feeling uncomfortable because they used to enjoy going there. So I used to just go along and do it, sort of thing, and probably put my feelings to the side and let them have the fun that they wanted to.
there. See, I see with the
But
gym.
now I think it would be different. I just wouldn't go. I don't have so much of a problem going into those shops now, to be honest. Probably because I've grown older. I think the older you get, you start caring about people less and less. And when you're really old, like our parents, they don't give a bleep. And I suppose as you get older, you start thinking, okay, you need to live life. Life's too short. Just get on with it.
Yeah, I agree with that, but I think it's like, from my experience over just this week, and that's the reason I'm like, oh no, but I, with the fact that I've been quite open in saying no, I'm not confident going there. Help me out, sort of thing. Just the hey, help me out. And this is what's made me think. You know, we need to be around people that are
But I
happy to
think
support you.
I think there's certain personalities that will ask for that help and maybe
But I'll
terming it in a
never
different
fall.
way.
No, because even with the makeup thing, right? I didn't ask for that help because I wasn't confident enough to say it to my friends. But the fact that they did it, and we have a good laugh. Like at that point, it wasn't a laugh because it was like, oh no, let's do this sort of thing, and it was let's do it, right? So I wasn't confident enough to say it.
But I think now I'm at a stage where I would be like, yeah, I don't like this, I don't want to do that. So now you choose the kind of things that you want to do and not be in situations that you feel uncomfortable in. So I think it comes over time, learning about yourself and what you feel comfortable with.
Mm. And then also going back to obviously where we started. Okay, fine. Okay, so in regards to the fact that you thought about it this morning, the color of your skin, the white t-shirt, was that more for you or more for what would people say? Look, she
No,
looks.
now it's more for me, to be honest. I was thinking, oh, can you see my face because I'm so dark, sort of thing, because it's so sunny out there. Then I thought to myself, look, it's sunny out there. I'm feeling hot. I'm going to wear a white t-shirt. Who cares? I'm feeling hot. So I just wore it.
So I've got white t-shirts, right? And I've been wearing them. I mean, I don't enjoy shopping. Most people that, like most of my
Yeah,
friends,
yeah, yeah.
yeah, I don't, right? So I've got a white t-shirt that I wore last year and I put it on this year because, it's fine, right? And I noticed it's slightly see-through. And I'm like, well, I was okay with it last year, but what's going on this year? So I didn't put it
But
on.
you didn't notice it last year.
I didn't care last year.
So why do you care this year?
I don't know. I'm like,
Is it
it's,
because you put on a bit more weight that you care? But then
no,
you're not bulgy, but then it doesn't matter even if you are. I've seen people that look really good and know how to dress even though they're a bigger size. I think it's about also being able to dress yourself in the with the right
I was
dress
gonna
code.
say I'm just to let you know I'm okay with my size now. It sounds like you're trying to make me feel bad. You
No,
know,
no, I'm just saying generally. I
yeah.
I think also it's about knowing your body shape as well. and being
Yeah.
able to dress. Because I always want to do that, but I just can't be bothered.
But
I
this is the issue. Like, I get when people say, it gives you confidence, but I yeah, it's the time issue, but I don't think that's a good enough excuse. But I don't really care. I don't mind if I wear the same pajama 3 days in a row. It doesn't
Oh,
matter
it's
to me.
funny because my husband picked up. Do you remember there's a particular top? I don't even remember which one it is. And he said, "Oh, you've worn that a lot of times." And I'm like, "Oh my God, he notices nothing, but he notices that. So she must be overkilling it with that top."
Wait, which top is it?
I've forgotten now. But
I mean, I'm not shocked because
there's
you
a few
tend
tops that he's done that with. And I'm like, "Oh my God, he never notices anything. So she must be killing it with that top."
the thing is, everyone has that, right? You have those comfortable couple that you keep on wearing, and the
Well,
ones
yeah. Well, I think that I was speaking to someone and she was saying some of these traits of where you want comfort is an ADHD thing, where you're comfortable and it's a routine that you want. Because, all right, so my son has a blankie and I've realized I've got an equivalent of that. So it's an hoodie that I'll wear even when it gets not hot, hot, like really hot, but to a certain extent, you'd be like, okay, now it's hot. Why is she still wearing that? But it's a comfort thing for me. So I
yeah.
have seen that I've got certain behaviors like that as well.
No, I get what you're saying, but I don't think it's a comfort thing. It's a I can't be bothered thing, I think.
Or
No?
is it?
No, yeah, I'm not really,
Yeah, I
as
know
long
you
as
don't like shopping, so you probably
but
can't.
to be fair, I know I need to go really badly. Like,
But also,
I've got so many clothes. I don't understand. Like I need to go shopping. I do. I don't have anything to wear. The other thing is because I've gained weight, right? Some of my other clothes look a bit small now. I don't mind that too much, but even I'm just like, I don't know.
pass them over here.
Yes, that's a good idea. They've got holes in them as well, actually.
Yeah, I'm
Kidding.
not shocked about that, to be honest.
Okay, all right. Do you think society, the Asian community has changed somewhat in this
I
whole
don't think it has because you
at
still get
all?
judged. No, I think we're getting better with our generation.
Yeah.
But I've seen it even with my daughter, like, for example, when she gets spots, like, oh my, but then I suppose that would happen with
That's
anyone.
teenage years, though.
Yeah, I suppose you'd get uncomfortable with that anyway. But no, I think to a certain extent it's changing, but I think it's still there where you get judgment and you're like, "Oh my God, she looks nice in that suit. She doesn't look that one doesn't look that nice." That's why I always hate, wearing similar suits because I've got always that thing of she's fat,
We
she's
just
thin,
did
and
an
you
event.
can't. I
We
know.
did an event just now that you told me to get the same suit as you.
No, but that's because I needed it as a uniform.
Okay,
And
fine.
then I did think afterwards, I thought, "Oh, sugar, should I have done that?" Because then people automatically do. I think they do because I do it. She's
Okay,
fat, she's skinny, she's tall, she's thin, and they're wearing the same suit, and that's why you do it. I don't know if that's just me that does that.
did you notice it this time round then? Because we
No, I
were
didn't because I was too busy to notice it.
okay.
But that's also another thing as well. Now I don't really care or I did care this morning as in the white color, but generally now I don't really care if my clothes are creased as well because I don't have time. I know because I used to iron everything, but I don't even do that now because I just don't have the time. So do you think it's this judgment that people have, and I have as well, I can't just say people have, is because we've got too much time in our hands? Because at the moment I've got no judgment about anything because I just don't have the brain capacity to care. I want to be like,
I don't
Superman
think
and just wear the same outfit at the moment. And I understand why people do that.
but it takes. This is the thing. Like, if you see, the people
Like
like I don't know,
Apple
what's his name?
CEOs and stuff.
Mark Zuckerberg. He's always wearing the same T-shirt. But apparently, it's how much capacity it is capacity, brain energy. Are you going to use on what company you're going to wear? Which is
So I
why
do
they.
understand that. Like, who was it? What's his name? Jobs. He used to just wear a black t-shirt, and if I read right or remember right, it was because he didn't want to use his brain capacity to think of what to wear every day. And I get that.
Do you know what I learned? Just it's slightly off topic, but it's about brain waves and things like that. It was a book about sleep and why sleep's really important. But basically, it was about and if I get this wrong, then that's my bad memory. Otherwise, we'll see where this goes. But you have about 12 to 15 brain waves during the day when your brain is super active. You know, when you're in deep sleep, it's 1 to 2 brain waves. It goes from there to there, and that's why deep sleep's really important. But going back to the reason I mentioned that is because I get what you're saying. You know, if you're trying to find different kapare to wear, it is a case of it does take up brain waves. Do you really want it focused there or there? So I get it, but yeah, I don't know. I get why people do it.
Again, so we've talked about the color. The color. We talk about weight. Is there any other things in? Oh, short. Oh, okay. So this has been a thing. So my daughter, she's really on this thing of, oh my god, mom, I'm really short, and it's like, okay,
Oh, I see.
um,
I saw it on the weekend. I was like, "Oh, you look really tall," and she goes, "Oh, but I'm shorter than other people in my class." I'm like,
yeah, she's saying that quite a lot, and I'm
"Oh,
like, why you keep worrying? We can't do anything about it.
well,
Just
I just said kaya."
yeah, you can eat, you can just try to live life healthier, but apart from that, you are what you are. So why are you worrying so much? And you're an Asian woman, and usually Asian women are short anyway. So why? But then there's kids in her school are Asian, so I can't even use that as an excuse. But this is like a big thing as well. Because I remember when we were younger, we used to measure ourselves against our cousins and our, siblings. And do you remember that, Bill?
No, I don't remember that.
Probably because you were the youngest and we didn't so much do it with you because you were just
No one cared.
it's only her.
You're
But we
there.
used to we used to measure each. Oh, this one's short. Oh, you're getting taller. And that was a thing. And I remember my nanny, my mum's mum, she used to, and I still do this, and I know it's not true. So she
Oh,
used
I
to
know
say,
what you're saying.
always stretch your legs out when you're sleeping because that will make you taller. I know it's not true, but I still do that.
But can
Every
I
time
just say, actually, you say that, but you know, as we get older, people get shorter, and because they're starting to collapse a bit, if you do stretching exercises, things that keep you long, it does make a difference. So technically, she wasn't wrong.
so is it right to keep your legs
I
stretched out?
don't think that.
I don't think it is to the extent that I do it. Like when I curl my legs, I'm like, oh my God, not that I'm gonna grow now. Don't do that. And I've not that I meant it, but I told the story to my daughter, who I think does the same thing of keeping her legs stretched as well.
Oh, is it? I remember when Grandad, he was going to hold a walking stick. I remember
Oh yeah, I
this,
remember that.
and I was like, "Why would you hold a walking stick? That's for old people." He didn't ever hold a walking stick. No,
Well done, Val. It might have toppled over, but as long as he didn't look old.
he didn't look old. He had no walking stick right to the end. Yeah, we had a laugh about that, and he used to walk around loads, and he was fine. But it's the amount of the other thing is, and this made me think actually from the whole. You're going to be like, "Oh my god, she keeps talking about Bridgerton." It's only because I finished watching it yesterday, so that's why it's in my head. But I was thinking in regards to like weight and stuff. Like with me, I have gained weight, but I'm okay with that
Yeah.
because I feel like I'm healthier.
Yeah, I do agree.
So, do you think it's a thing of people judging that weight because of the way they look, or the fact that is it okay that people are gain weight? Is basically what I'm saying.
Yeah, because you go through I've had a lot of because we do mother and baby sessions, and I've had a lot of mothers that have said, "Oh my God, I look so big." And it's like, for God's sake, you've just had a kid.
Yeah,
Forgive yourself. Just eat, be healthy, and be happy.
yeah.
Don't concentrate on weight. Okay, it's different if you're just gulping down loads of rubbish. That's different.
But I
You've
think
got
this is
health issues.
but I think this is a society thing as well because if you think about it, you've just given birth, right? You've grown a human being, but we don't make a big deal about the fact that you've just grown another human being inside your body. It's a okay, get on with it sort of thing, and this is what a woman should look like. I think that's a society problem, personally.
Yeah, of course it is. Because we see these celebrities that are bounce back to their weight because they got so many trainers, they got money to spend on someone looking after their baby so they can just concentrate on themselves. And we put that pressure on ourselves and think that we should do the same thing. That's not realistic. We can do I have seen mums. I remember in Norway, they used to walk everywhere.
But can
They
I
used
just
to be
say,
super
I
fit.
no, but I think there's a fine balance between. I agree with you in people shouldn't be thinking, after giving birth, oh my god, I look fat. I'm just like that's crazy. I don't agree with that. But I think it's easy to say, oh, celebrities have someone that can look after their kid. That's why they can go exercise. Exercising is tough as well. It is a mental thing and a physical thing. If you get to a certain point, you're like, oh my god, I can't do it. Well, it's actually your barrier that you've created, and So yes, celebrities do have help. I get it, but that doesn't mean that we shouldn't be looking after ourselves. And
No,
it's
I'm not
not.
saying that we shouldn't look after ourselves. That's not what I am putting out there at all. We should look after ourselves, but sometimes we're just not in the mental headspace to do that. If you've got a baby that's crying all night and you just feel like a zombie, all you want to do is stay in your night clothes and just blob about everywhere.
Yeah.
And okay, breaking the cycle is good, but realistically, if you're not just you haven't had enough sleep, I won't want to go out for a walk.
I mean, I'm like that most days, and my kids are 7, 9, so it's lasted quite a long time. No, I get it. I don't think there's judgment, but I think it's also how you feel about yourself as well. If it's affecting you mentally, I think. And last week I had a bad week. I think, did I say
Yeah,
it?
God, do I know it.
But I did. I was feeling really down. It was nice outside. I'm sat on a laptop all day, and I was quite low last week, and I was quite upset last week, right? But then this week I'm the opposite, and I don't know.
Now we're the opposite. It's like we do opposite things, isn't it?
Yeah, I know
I'm
this week
like,
you're having.
"Arr," and you're like,
Yeah. No, but this is the thing. I think it's a hormonal thing as well. It's
yeah,
very
definitely.
so if there's things that can make you feel better, if you're feeling rubbish for the fact that you've gained weight. To be fair, I think these things are just excuses as to what's going on in your head anyway. Like you're using all of these things to make yourself feel even worse. I think that's what I find with myself. Like it could be anything. I'm like, oh, sort of thing. That's how I was last week. But I think it's a hormonal thing as well. When if you've given birth, your hormones are crazy. Like, and I don't know, it's a tough one.
And
I
also,
think
like you
being
said,
amongst people is really important. I mean, that's why the mother baby group, isn't it? So that people can be amongst each other. That's
yeah,
what I felt. When I had the kids, I was really low, especially after the first, my first child. And then when I got into a baby group, I'd make sure I'd go because it made me feel so much better. Otherwise, I was just down.
yeah. No, it is important to be around people because I think when you're home alone, the four walls, all you do is overthink things, and that does cause mental health problems like anxiety, depression, because you're just overthinking everything. But sometimes you just need to offload to a stranger that maybe you won't see again, or maybe you'll see next week and they would have forgotten what you said. So it's just offloading.
It doesn't have to be a stranger; it can be
No,
people
it
you
doesn't
know as
have to be a
well.
stranger. It could be a friend.
Okay, so as we come to the end of this episode, obviously we've spoken about a load of things, and things that we're going through ourselves from this morning to right now, to our past. But how important do you think appearance actually is?
It is important. Like, for example, my son, he's got this thing about, Mama, why do you keep caring about what people are going to say? So this morning, I ironed his t-shirt. He creased it, and he's like, "Oh, who cares? It's going to get creased anyway. Who cares what people think?" But I said, Mansiv, the first thing someone judges you on is your appearance before you even talk. So, okay, we shouldn't care about what people think about us, but that doesn't mean we need to be tramps.
Yeah, yeah,
We
yeah,
need to look presentable. And okay, we need to look presentable for ourselves to make ourselves feel better. But also, when whatever we're wearing, straight away you're getting the first impression about what this person's about.
yeah. But that again, that's a fine balance as well, and that's
I
something.
know.
It's a tough one. But again, that's a mental thing, though, isn't it? Because I think, yeah, that's a tough one.
Because now it's like, okay, should I listen to what he's saying? Because he's saying don't care about what people are thinking, which is right. But
Yeah,
then I'm trying to enforce you need to care about what you
a
look
little
like.
bit, a little bit.
Yeah, a little
I
bit.
say that with
He had a pen mark on his T-shirt. Every one of the family members are like, "Oh, you've got a pen mark," and he's like, "Why does everyone keep saying that?" Because you've got a pen mark on your T-shirt. That's why.
But I get with that with my daughter, but she's a lot like me, and I don't think that's a positive thing sometimes because I don't really care, and I feel like she's like, I don't care. And I'm like, no, you have to a bit. So I think there is a fine balance between that, and again, it's a mental thing. Where is the fine balance for you? I guess, right?
Yeah, don't think there's
Anyway,
ever a right answer.
so the answer, I suppose, is it's different to different people, I guess, and as long as it's not affecting you and your mental health, I know we're like, yeah, it's interesting. Anyway, I hope our listeners enjoyed a bit of insight as to what's going on in our days and our minds over the last few weeks. And yeah, it's goodbye from me.
And goodbye from me.
Follow us on Instagram and Facebook, changing_suits, and subscribe so you never miss an episode.